Good morning, Year 7. This is your lesson for June the 25th. Okay, where we're going to have a look at the weekend activities from last week before we move on to the main part of this lesson, okay, today. So, first of all, task 1 is your starter activity, okay. Most of these verbs are in the present tense, but we have 2 which are in the future tense, okay. Hopefully you can spot them in English, okay. If I just read the Spanish for the little task, and then I'll just give you a couple of tips for the matching up. Number 1, voy al parque. Number 2, voy a ir al parque. Number 3, me gustaría ir al parque. Number 4, jugamos al fútbol. Number 5, juego al fútbol. Number 6, no hago nada. Number 7, voy de compras. Number 8, salgo con mis amigos. Right, so the 2 with the future tense. One little tip. Remember that me gusta means I like. So I would like is very similar to that. Okay, so that hopefully will give you a little bit of help there. So underneath here we've got the words here. Could you match them up? Ideally, try to not use your vocab from last week. Okay, test yourself. So today, what we are going to learn, we're going to learn about a cultural aspect about Spain, which I think is really important when we're learning a language. I love Spain because I think that it's just so rich in culture with its fiestas, and obviously you've got the different types of food, and we're going to look at tapas today. I'm not going to give you too much information, but tapas, bar snacks, and down below here I would like you to write your initial thoughts. What do you know about tapas? What tapas have you tried? Have you made any at home, or has somebody made something at home? Do you like them? Can you give me some specific examples? But if you don't know, it's okay to say you don't know. But hopefully by looking at today's lesson, you'll be able to tell somebody a little bit about tapas once you've finished. Okay, so that was task 2. So task 3 is a little bit about history of bar snacks. What I found out some information a few years ago when I'd done this with another class, and it said that a tapa means cover. People used to go to the bar for a drink after work, and they used to put a plate over the top of their soft drink or a glass of wine or a beer, and to stop the flies coming in. And then the story moves on to that they then used to put little bits of food, okay, on top of the plate, and that is where the word tapa originates from. So have a read. It's in English, hopefully quite easy, accessible for you to understand. And then just to check your understanding, task 4, I would like you to see if you can find out retrieve that information from the text, please. Okay, so you've got a number of questions here, 1 to 4 there, and then you've got 5 to 10 here. Okay. And then underneath, sometimes it's really important to have a visual clue. So what I've included here is a couple of YouTube clips of maybe people going into a tapas bar and eating tapas, so that you can see what they actually look like if you've never seen tapas before. Now, feel free to Google your own tapas videos, okay? But here are 2 that I found that I quite liked, okay? So here are the YouTube clips here. So task 5, moving our learning on today, I would like you to match up these words here which are for the most part tapas, and there might be one item, one word which is a drink, and I would like you to match them to the picture. Okay, then once you've done that, I'd like you to find some information in English, not Spanish, in English, about what that dish is. For instance, where does that dish originate from? Because I think sometimes with dishes like paella, okay, people just think that it originates from all over Spain, but it doesn't really. Where does it come from? What are the ingredients? How would you make it? Okay. Where would you find them? So yeah, but if I gave you some little tips, if you're not sure of what these dishes are, okay, maybe ask somebody at home if they could help you. Or even these words here, I would just put them into Google and see, and then it will bring up things, okay, images, and if and then have a look. Does that image that you found in Google look like very similar to one that I've put here? Okay, and that will be the easiest way for you to find out the answers. Okay, so what I'm going to have a look, I just want you to practice pronunciation. So if we have a look at the words here, so first of all we have churros. Okay, we've got a double R there. Okay, so we've got a roll of the R. So churros. Right, the next one we have paella. Paella. The third word we've got jamón. So the J sound comes from your throat. Jamón serrano. Jamón serrano. The next word we've got here, Q and a U, K sound. Okay, croquetas. Croquetas. Third word, patatas bravas. Patatas bravas. Okay, and finally we've got this little word here, sangria. Sangria. And then finally, tortilla española. Remember the double L sound is a U sound. Tortilla española. Okay, so that's your little task there. Hopefully by doing your research you'll find out a little bit about these items of food then. Okay, so and drink. Right, and finally your last task today, the resilience task. What I would like you to do, and I'm going to upload a little PDF of a tapas bar that I just googled. I'm sure if you wanted to, you could find your own tapas bar menus, and give your tapas bar, give it a name, okay, in Spanish if you wish. And that would be great. And then put some examples of tapas that will be on offer there and how many euros they would cost, and some drinks. I've given you some examples of drinks there because we haven't done that many just yet. Okay, so we're going to continue to work on it next week. But by all means, have a look at words for drinks on the internet. Okay, and you probably find some other examples for you. So yeah, so drinks, food, and put the prices as well. Decorate it. Okay. Now, if you don't fancy doing that, I've had loads in the past pupils that have done some really lovely little menus for me. Maybe you could do a poster if you don't have access to a printer or computer, etc. A poster, and you could write about some of the different types of food, perhaps different tapas that we've seen than what we've seen before. Or you could do me a PowerPoint. I've had a lovely PowerPoint of one, a couple of children that I teach, that they've created a PowerPoint on Spanish tapas. Okay, I'll leave that one up to you, but I would really love to see what you've done. So if you could send them to me, and we'll put them on Facebook. So next week we are going to use the foods that we've done today. Okay, we're going to look at a Spanish conversation in ordering tapas and ordering food. Okay, thank you, Year 7. I look forward to seeing your work and have a nice day.